Hey, I'm back. I wanted to give you an update on our treatment plan. We are starting our first round of IVF. So I went to the doctor and my baseline looked alright, but they had told me that my FSH, or follicle stimulating hormone, was a little high for my age, which means I'm either not producing as many eggs as they would like to see, or it might have been a faulty test. So I have to go in for another blood draw to see how that went and if it's true or not. So I was freaking out about that. There's nothing they can do if I'm not producing as many eggs as they would like to see, except they will adjust my injectable medications when it comes time for that. So that was my weekend worrying about that. Now I am on birth control, which I find is so hilarious because, all the years that I was on birth control and whatnot, and now that I'm trying to have a baby, I'm back on birth control. My body is already its own form of birth control. Anyway, but they do that so that they can stabilize all your hormones and make sure that there's nothing going on that they don't want to be happening. So I have about 2 more weeks of birth control before I start my injections. Next week, actually in a week from today, I will be going in for what's called a mock embryo transfer. I'm not really looking forward to it. It will be a pap smear exam, and then as I was telling my friend, I hate speculums. That's the worst invention in the world. I mean, couldn't they be a little more comfortable? They hurt so bad. So anyway, I have to have my friend the speculum and have an exam, and then what they're going to do is put a catheter into my uterus and basically inject like saline into my uterus to like blow it up a little bit. And then they're going to put a scope in there and make sure there's no polyps or anything that would prevent an egg from implanting in my uterus. So that sounds like a load of fun. I am really not looking forward to it, but it's got to be done, so I'll do it. And then on that day as well, I will learn how to give myself injections. If you know me, you know that I hate needles. I hate them with a passion. I am a baby when it comes to blood draws. I try to eliminate, put my blood draws together. Like if I had to, I recently was supposed to get a blood draw for my thyroid, and I asked my doctor if I could just wait until I had to get a blood draw for something else. So, yeah, I'm a baby when it comes to needles. But I figure since I'm going through this and hopefully hoping to help out other women, I can't really say that I went through the whole process if I don't learn to give myself a shot. So I am going to try and learn, and I will post a video of me doing it too once I get to that point. But yeah, so I'm really nervous about that, and as I said in my previous video, I am in the waiting period. 2 weeks of waiting to start the cycle, and it just makes me more and more nervous. Anyway, so I once the cycle starts and I start the injections, they'll give me an idea of how many. It sounds like it'll be about 10 days of 2 injections a night. And after the first 3 nights of injections, I will have to be going to the doctor, they said almost every day, for a blood draw. And I'm not sure if an ultrasound will be every day, but definitely a blood draw. And so I was joking with my husband, and I said, oh, yippee, I get 2 needles in and 1 pulling blood out every day. But, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I want a baby, so I'm willing to do this. We'll see how I feel about it once I get into the process. But, yeah, that will be the thing. And then after that 10 days of shots, once they feel like I'm ready, I'll do the trigger shot. And then I'll go in I'll be sedated for my retrieval. And I won't gross you out with the details of that at this moment. But it sounds like it's pretty uncomfortable. So luckily I'll be under for that, at least a little bit under. And then 5 days after that, they'll let me know every day how my embryos are growing. And 5 days after that, they'll put them back in. I asked if I could have 2 put in, and my doctor said no. And his reasoning was I'm very young, And B, they don't really want to risk, like have the risks that go along with having multiples if they don't have to. I guess it's like a 25% rate that I may have twins with one embryo already. And I said, I'd be fine with that. I want twins. And my doctor's like, yeah, wait till you have them running around and then, talk to me about that. But anyway, so I will not be having more than one. He said if I have a couple miscarriages or go through a couple cycles of IVF without it successfully taking, he said the doctors may listen to you then with your request to have more than one embryo transferred. So we will see how it goes. Yeah, it'll be interesting. He was really funny, and he told me that he didn't want me to be Kate plus 8, and he really didn't want to be in the newspaper. So anyway, so at my age, mid-20s, it's very uncommon to transfer more than one egg. So the rest, if you're wondering what will happen, usually there's a lot of eggs, but only so many make it to fertilization and become an embryo. After they become an embryo, they'll choose the best looking one and put that inside, and then the rest will be frozen. My husband and I elected to freeze our embryos, and that can be used at a later time. We can we'll go through part of the process of IVF again. We won't have to go through all the prep shots. Instead of having shots in my stomach, I will have them in my butt. So I'm not looking forward to that, but it seems like at some point down the line I'll probably have to go through that. So it'll be a little bit amended cycle, but that will be further down the line. So hopefully we have a few eggs to freeze. Hopefully we have more than just one. Hopefully we get any. I'm hoping for a bunch. So anyway, I will keep you posted on that. I did want to show you, they call it the protocol. That's your whole plan for when you're going to start stuff and all that. But I thought this was really funny, and maybe it's just my sense of humor, but on my last day of birth control, when I have my pre-IVF evaluation with blood work and ultrasound, it said you're not allowed to have any unprotected sex during your cycle, which is funny because clearly I have to show you that it really is. It does say it. See? I'm sorry. No unprotected intercourse during your cycle. Anyway, I had to show you that because I find it another thing that's ironic. Obviously, unprotected sex has not worked, so it's funny, but I think they want it because they're going to retrieve a sample from my husband, obviously, or specimen, not a sample. And I think also they want to keep it as sterile as possible. So, I mean, it makes sense, but I just found it funny, and I laughed pretty hard when I saw that. Trying to keep a sense of humor here. Some days it's easier than other days. So I apologize if you're watching this and you're going through infertility and you don't find it funny. It's my coping mechanism. This is the way I get through, is by cracking jokes. So that's a little bit about my journey so far. I had mentioned previously in a video about things not to say to infertile people. And I had a friend, and I was talking to her recently, and she mentioned a good thing that I forgot to mention. And that's when people always are asking you, when are you going to have kids? When is it going to be your turn, And my friend she always says, oh, we're just practicing, that's her way of fending it off. But, or when people ask how many kids are you, do you have any kids? And, we have to say, no, not yet. And people often ask, well, why? Don't you like kids? That's like the worst thing to say. Of course we like kids. We want kids so bad. I know a lot of times it's people that have no idea. But you should really not question whether or not people want kids. It's not for everyone, but obviously for us that are going through this, we are willing to do whatever it takes to have a baby. Obviously I want kids. Otherwise I wouldn't be putting needles in my body like this. So, yeah, so that's just one of those things that is probably not appropriate to say. I'll keep you posted. It's gonna be Easter here soon. I am always dreading family holidays a little bit, just because there are some babies in our family, and it's always hard to see everyone with the babies and hear them oohing and awing over baby's first holiday, this and that. But I will go and put on my happy face. That's what we do, and I'll get through it. But it is hard. Holidays are rough. So a lot of times, as infertile people, we just learn to cope and pretend like everything's fine. So family will not know that it's hard on us, and I will put on my smile and pretend like everything is fine. So that is all that's going on here. I don't really have much to say. If I don't have time to post another video, I will definitely get one posted after my embryo transfer, my mock embryo transfer. And I will tell you what it's like. It sounds pretty gross, but we'll see. I'll make it through. So I will update you then. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.